Welcome to tutorial number 22 of the blog marketing series. I'm here to talk with you today about a 900-pound gorilla named Google. And I say that only in jest, but in the last 5 years, Google has become an incredible and powerful force in this world. It's the fastest growing company in the history of the world, and in order to have a successful blog, we have to do well in Google. And that's what I'm here to talk with you about. Now, I say this brief tutorial is all about Google, but to cover that subject would take a lot more time than this. If you'd like to find out more about Google, I recommend a book by John Battelle, and it is entitled Search, and it really is, it's a profound book. It's the history of search engines. You don't just hear about Google, you hear about everything all the way back from Lycos and web crawler to Yahoo and the modern day, and you find out the complete history of search. But so that's beyond the scope of what we're trying to accomplish. But very briefly, Google was devised by two Stanford PhD candidates by the name of Larry Page and Sergey Brin. They, along with Eric Schmidt, still run the company today. It was devised on the premise of being like an academic paper. In the academic world, if you cite a source, or the more times a particular source gets cited, the more authoritative on a particular subject that source becomes. Google was devised with that premise in mind. So the more, and this is largely the case, but the more times a particular site, website, is cited, or in the case of the internet, linked from other sites, the more authoritative it becomes and the higher the page rank becomes. But there are a lot of different factors involved with that, so it can't be just simplified down to that base level of analysis. But Google assigns page rank numbers to each and every website. So you start out at a PR0 technically, but if you have a link or two here and there, ultimately and easily you become a page rank 1. And I say it was created with the concept of a base 8 algorithm, but this is only theoretical, and I don't want to get too much into theory, but what that essentially would mean is that it would take 8 times 8 times 8 PR1s to give you the value of having a page rank 3 website linked back to your site. So by the same token, it would take 8 times 8 times 8 times 8 PR1 sites to give you the power of a PR4 site linking back to your site. So you can see how that works, and you know there are a lot of exceptions to this, but one of the greatest examples of this is Google bombing. You probably heard of Google bombs in recent years, and if you know, a lot of times you've heard of the one involving President Bush, I'm sure. And if you go to Google and type in miserable failure, and George Bush's website pops up. So that clearly illustrates the power of linking in Google. And in order to benefit from this knowledge, we have to build as many links as possible. We have to build as many accurate and efficiently and accurately build as many links as possible back to us without giving Google the impression that we are spamming or doing some kind of trickery or chicanery to gain links. And I briefly talked about the PageRank system. I'm not going to dwell too much for this. That's way beyond the confines of this short little tutorial. But PageRank is not determined by website. It's determined by web page. So every page on your blog is going to have likely a different page rank. Well, not necessarily. If you have a lot of PR1s, that will probably be the case, unless you have a very good post that a lot of people have linked to. So, you know, most likely your home page is going to be your highest page rank page. That is not the case. I've mentioned this in past videos. I work with a fantasy sports analysis company called myfantasyball.com. And in My Fantasy Ball, we devised the blog as a means for us to start really building up links and attracting links. So actually the page rank of the blog is higher than the homepage of the website itself. And that just goes to show you it's a lot easier to get people to link to a blog that they don't see as a commercial vehicle than it would be as, or than it would be a homepage. So, that is also a great example for you to, as much as possible, disguise your blog as being a commercial vehicle. And also, as far as the concept of PageRank, you only have so much PageRank to go around. So if you have a PageRank 3 on your home page, you have to distribute the goodness of that PageRank to all the other links on your page. I talked to you about the importance of building a blog roll and linking to other websites. And it's good. Linking to the other websites is the way the web's supposed to work. You're supposed to get people to link back to you, and that's all part of it. But realize that every time you link off to somebody else, that takes a little bit of your PageRank goodness away. But nevertheless, that is the way it is supposed to work. But, for example, if you have a PR3 and you link to 10 different blogs or websites, that the amount of PageRank, the benefit to those sites will be much greater than if you were a PR3 and you had, let's say, 100 links, because the PageRank goodness that you have to give off from that PageRank 3 is divided among 100 different sites versus 20 sites. So really, in the world of blogs, it is to your interest to have as many links as possible, because you want to make sure that you're trading links and you have people linking back to you. And at the end of the day, the important thing is to be able to have people linking back to you. So if we were talking about a website, like a store of some sort, like a Yahoo store, I would say have fewer websites that you're linking to off your home page, because you need to pass more of that PageRank goodness onto your secondary pages. But that's not necessarily true with blogs. But at the same time, you also want to make sure that people are still linking back to you. If you give away a link, you're going to have times where you'll link to somebody and they won't link back, and you'll actually improve your site. And there's been some case studies that would show that by linking to really outstanding sites like Google or even GoDaddy, I've even heard in some cases. But for the most part, you want to build up those links and get as many as possible in there. Quality links, of course, to good blogs. Give the reader to your site good content, and you will be rewarded in the end in the way of PageRank. And also, I'd recommend that you download the Google Toolbar. The Google Toolbar is an outstanding resource. It will just go to the Google webpage and type in Google Toolbar, and you can download it. It's a little bar that will be installed right above your browser as you search, and you can click on it and see, well, actually, you'll be able to see, regardless of you don't even have to click on anything, you'll be able to see the page rank of each page that you're visiting. But you can click on that bar, and a submenu will show you the backlinks, the sites linking back to the site that you're on. So there's a tremendous amount of little tool of resources and information that you can gain from that Google Toolbar. Firefox, Mozilla Firefox also has the ability to check PageRank as well as the Alexa rank. It's a little bar that will be installed at the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, of your browser screen, and it's called Search Status. So go to www.quirk.biz/search status. And I'm sorry this was a really quick tutorial, because I know there's a lot of information out there. The best thing you can do is to just get out there and explore. There's a world of information about search and Google and Yahoo, etc. But don't get caught up too much in it. Think about the posting and the frequency of the posting. That's all we have time for today. Thank you for tuning in.